If you always see him checking out other women, if you're constantly plagued with feelings of jealousy and inadequacy and so on, whatever you try, you can't seem to change anything, then you want to check out this video. And shortly, I'm going to reveal to you the 3 feminine traits that men find wildly attractive. And don't worry, they're not going to be anything relating to you being manipulative or changing your appearance or being more accommodating or anything like that. We want to make some really, really deep, profound shifts that are actually going to help you to stand the test of time and be able to pull him towards you and have the kind of relationship that you truly deserve. In the last 10 years, I've helped literally hundreds of couples from all over the world to be able to transform their marriage utilizing these principles around understanding male psychology and then going deep into your own healing. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand the 3 traits that you can utilize right now to be able to completely transform your relationship or your marriage. Now, the first trait that men find wildly attractive is when there is a genuine expression of appreciation, or what we call hero sizing. Men want to feel special and respected and important and needed and so on. But this is not about trying to express fake compliments or anything like that. It's about a genuine, heartfelt expression of appreciation. See, men genuinely want to feel like a provider or a protector. When you thank him for his efforts, not in a fake way, but in an authentic way, it makes him feel like he's your hero, that he's really doing a great job and that he's stepping up for you. That's what makes him feel special and respected and unique and all of that good stuff. So make sure you start to step into that energy of gratitude and appreciation for the things that he does, even if it's the smallest things. So in terms of applying this, rather than just saying thanks in a very meaningless way, make sure it's specific to the situation. Make sure it's actually really heartfelt. So if he's taken out the trash, you might say, look, thank you so much, hun. That's helped me so much when you've done that. Or if he's organized a lovely date, say, thank you so much for organizing that, hun. It means the world to me when we spend that quality time together and so on. It's such a beautiful thing. There's nothing more enjoyable than spending that quality time with you. Or if maybe you're walking through town and it's late at night or whatever, you might just lean into him and give him a bit of a cuddle and just say, God, I just feel so protected and safe with you, hun. Now, the second trait that men find wildly attractive is when a woman lets him lead while staying strong. Now, some people might get a little bit triggered by this, but just hear me out for a second. When the right environment is created for a man to really lead and to step up, then a beautiful thing happens. The woman can step into her feminine energy on the proviso that she is feminine at her core. She can step into her feminine energy, relax, and then the man, the masculine energy, can then take over and lead in a beautiful way. That doesn't mean that the woman just stays submissive and does whatever he says or anything like that. It just creates this beautiful dynamic where a woman can truly relax into her feminine energy and flow in the relationship, while the man can truly lead and create this beautiful environment of safety, of joy, of love, of just really creating those beautiful foundations between the two of them. Often what happens in relationships is there is what we call depolarization, where the woman often steps into her masculine energy and tries to control things. And then for the man, the masculine energy then converts into feminine, and then he becomes submissive and feels like, well, look, she's just controlling everything, whatever, and he becomes a fraction of himself. And then the energies are completely opposing, and that often creates an unfortunate situation where there is a loss of chemistry, a loss of attraction, and then ultimately results in the deterioration of the relationship. So how do we address this? So what you might want to say is, instead of saying, hey, can you book the restaurant? You might want to say, I'd love Italian food this weekend. Would you mind organizing that and booking a place for us? You always make the best decisions. So I'd love it if you could surprise me and book some place really, really special this weekend. What that does is it clearly articulates what your needs are, but gives him the space to be able to step up for you. Another example is, let's say he doesn't talk much. You might, rather than saying, look, you need to really talk and express yourself more and being quite dominant in that approach, you might say, look, I love it when we have talks and I get to learn more about you, and I'd really love to hear more about X, or I'd really love to hear more about Y, or whatever the topic is that you want to talk about. And once again, that just creates the space for him to be able to communicate those things. And even if he's not quite ready at that moment, don't push it. Don't force the issue. Just say, look, if it's not the right time, if you're getting the gut intuition that he's not ready to speak about those things, just say, look, I can sort of tell that it's probably not the right time. We can talk about this a little bit later if you want, hun, if you're not really up for it, or if it's too late at night or whatever. And once again, it just creates a space and you're not putting that pressure on him. Because a lot of men, when they're under pressure, they feel like they need to express something and they're not ready to, then they'll shut down, and that creates more tension and more frustration. And the third trait is having soft confidence. This is a very different energy energy from being very bossy and controlling and so on. It's having a deep sense of knowing that you are amazing, that you are special, that you are unique in your own self, that you have belief, that you have faith in life, but you're not trying to really impose that on another person. You're not trying to impose that on your husband or partner and really dictate terms. Feminine confidence is being open and playful and vulnerable and vibrant. It's knowing that you are magnificent just as you are without having to prove it. So I'm a real big believer that life mirrors our own internal world. And so if you as a feminine woman are exhibiting that confidence and that playfulness, not trying to, overtly convince everyone that you're confident, but just having that deep sense of knowing on the inside, your life literally becomes a reflection of that. I've spent so many years studying people and studying their psychology and studying their mindset and so on. And what I've always observed is that the women that really hold that deep sense of confidence and faith and knowing that they are magnificent just who they are in a very humble way, then they're the ones that have the amazing relationships. They're the ones that have the incredible lives and so on. But the ones that don't, the ones that fear all the time, that feel inadequate and so on, then their life tends to reflect that accordingly. They struggle a lot in their life. They struggle in lots of areas. They struggle in their relationships. And so if you're holding that confidence, if you have that sense of knowing that you are amazing just as you are, then what that does is you're not having to brag about who you are. You're just being your authentic self, and that in turn becomes extremely magnetic for your man. He'll want to spend time with you. He'll want to be around you because he associates good times, playfulness, fun, vulnerability, and so on with your energy. And the other beauty of it is that she's wanting to be with you because she cares about you, not because she's desperate, not because she's like, oh my God, I need someone so badly, so I'm just going to cling to whoever comes to me. It's actually, I genuinely love you for you. I know that I'm special. I know that I can attract someone, but I'm choosing you because you are a special human being, and what that does is elevate him as well. Now the question is what does soft confidence look like? Well, firstly, it's about having a deep sense of self-worth. When you hold that worth on the inside, when you know that you're enough just as you are, then that will be displayed in a lot of your behaviors. The energy behind it, with whatever you say, whatever you do, will have the energy of, I am enough behind it. Rather than when people feel like they're inadequate, then everything that they do has the energy of I'm not enough. I'm afraid, I'm desperate, and so on. So that's the first thing you want to be doing, is shifting your energy on the inside. Secondly, it comes across in the warmth of your smile. When someone feels like they're enough on the inside and they smile, it radiates out and the other person can truly feel that authenticity. There's also the laughter, the humor, the joyfulness of life, because you know that being alive and living is a beautiful thing. It's not a constant struggle all the time. It's also staying curious. I always say when you're having difficult conversations, if you can stay curious and not be judgmental, then you've found a lovely balance there. A lot of times when people are having difficult conversations, there's a lot of that judgment that comes in. So let's say he starts feeling annoyed about something. What happens is, because we don't like it when the other person feels annoyed at us, if we don't have the strong foundations on the inside, we will then react in a very judgmental way. But if you can be curious, if you can go, well, look, internally, you're thinking to yourself, look, I'm a special human being. I am a wonderful individual on the inside. And if he's angry, I'm not going to make it about me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually learn about where he's at. So that's when you can ask questions like, look, hon, I can obviously tell you're a little bit angry right now. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about why? And maybe together we can work through it and try and, resolve the issue at the moment. And then hopefully that opens up the conversation to actually, learn about what he's going through. And then when you learn about what he's going through, then you can start to put measures in place or discuss the things that you need to and learn about where he's at in order to try and resolve things. It's a wonderful thing when you can do that and you can have those conversations. And that's what soft confidence does. It creates a beautiful environment where open conversations can occur. Ultimately, what this is about is being your true self. I truly believe that when you connect in with your own authenticity, incredible things can happen and life will be the reflection of what you feel on the inside. The main problem is that so many women out there truly feel like their mindset and their beliefs that they have are fixed and they cannot be changed. And so when they start to, be challenged on that, they think, well, look, this is just who I am. There's no way I can really get out of it. And there's not much I can do about it. And that couldn't be further from the truth. you have the ability to shift. You have the ability to heal. And I want you to know that you are magnificent just as you are. And if you're good enough for God, you're good enough for you. And you've got to own that. And when you do that, amazing things can happen. So these are the 3 traits that so many men find wildly attractive. And when you actually embrace these, amazing things can really start to occur in your relationship and take it to a whole different level. I appreciate there's some challenges along the way, and sometimes it can feel a little bit difficult being able to work through it all by yourself. And so if you're wanting to work with me one-on-one to really have your hand held along the journey, to be able to turn that relationship around, to be able to take it to a different level, whatever your situation is right now, change absolutely can occur. You know, I've helped hundreds of women to be able to transform their marriage from being at a place where they were unloved, unseen, unheard, to one of feeling respected and to loved, and just to have that beautiful connection with their partner, where it's not only just a momentary thing, it's a constant evolution and things just get better and better and better. If you're wanting to have that experience and you're wanting to create those shifts, then I invite you to book in for a call with me below where it says book a call with me. Just click on that link, choose a time that works for you, and then I can't wait to contact you and serve you on your journey. Amazing things truly can happen. If you want to go deeper into male psychology, then I've simplified it in 11 minutes. Check out this video below. Thank you so much. God bless, and I'll talk to you in the next video.